Hola, nación de los Raiders, bienvenidos. Son la chica Raider Picante con Mag de Luna. Bienvenidos a Mama. Welcome to the show, Raider Nation. I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Mother Moon and a very special guest tonight, Adrianne, a former Raiderette, also known as Mama.
Hola.
She was featured in the Benito Bowl, and this is a special episode for us. She has appeared in the Super Bowl. This is her third Super Bowl performance. She has performed or appeared as a Gold Rush girl in 1995, as a Raiderette in 2003, and most recently taking center stage in the Bonito Bowl in 2026. And this is also her third appearance on our show here for Life Our Raiderettes Roundtable. Welcome, Mama.
Hey,
Welcome.
hi.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, look.
Look at that.
You look beautiful.
We are
Thank
so happy to have
you.
you here to have this interview with you, to get the ins and outs of your experience. And to me, the most special thing is that your career has lasted over 3 decades.
Yes.
Right? Who can say that? Who can say that they've appeared in 3 decades in a Super Bowl? That's amazing. And you're most recently, of course, with Benito. You can see her right there in the background in the salsa rendition.
Yes.
I see you.
Before we ask you any questions, just tell us a little bit about this feeling, this moment, this picture right here.
As you can see, there's so much. First of all, again, I'm always honored to be in the presence of you two beautiful women who mean so much to me. So first of all, thank you for that. Thank you. This show means a lot. So yeah, so thank you for having me. But this right here is kind of how I've been feeling, how I kind of always am. But this is a picture when I see it of pure joy. You can't see the other people, but look at the hands. It's hands from all over the place, all just surrounded as love with love as he walked through us. You see the little hand next to my face. That's a little boy named Jay. He's 11. I see my face. We're clapping, and you see the fingernails on the beautiful woman's hand. It was just. I think of joy when I think of this picture. When I see it.
Well, you're showing joy. You know,
I'm probably gonna, yeah, I'm such a cheerleader. That's why my mouth is like, yeah, It was a moment when the which you'll probably get into which was a real wedding, that the couple was kissing and he came right around and we're all clapping like, yeah, that moment was complete total joy.
Yeah, so let's start from the beginning because we want to take you on a journey, viewers. We want to take you through Mama's journey because I think you've had a remarkable career with yourself. I mean, who can say they've not many people in general, even football players, mind you,
Yeah,
can say that they've appeared in. I'll just use the word appeared. Is that okay?
yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, I'll use the word appeared in 3 Super Bowls. I mean,
Yeah,
that's significant in itself, right?
yes,
So you
yes.
did you had two as a cheerleader, one with the Gold Rush
Wow,
Girls,
yes. Oh,
and
that brings back memories.
right
Yes.
here with our Raiders. So, and then like I said, you took center stage, and 1995 to 2026, and you're
Yeah,
still appearing on arguably the biggest stage,
for sure.
certainly the biggest stage in
For
American
sure.
sports, arguably one of the biggest stages in all of sports, and I
Mhm.
think that's special. So
I
tell
do
me just
too.
what that means to you and how that feels.
Gosh, it means a lot, even looking at these pictures. So at the bottom, that was Super Bowl 29 with the 49ers. And that was in 1995. And that was in Miami, Florida, which was Joe Robbie Stadium at the time, and against the Chargers. And then at the top was Super Bowl 37 in San Diego against the Buccaneers as a Raiderette in Oakland. And I remember how excited, and you can see all the people on the sidelines. I'm always amazed at how many people does it take to have a sideline at the Super Bowl. And this was, well, actually, it was after the second was after 9/11, but things have tightened up quite a bit. But things were a little more free then. You see all the people running around, but it just again it brings back memories. It brings back just when I went this year, I literally took every person that's ever touched my life with me
Oh,
onto
I
that
love that.
stage. Yeah.
I
So
love
all these girls here and all the ladies and all my sisters and you and Mother Moon and everybody that's ever touched my life, I took everybody with me. So seeing these just kind of thinks of like it's like a stair step. Like I just kind of a stairway to heaven. Like I just literally got like up on the 50-yard line on the stage
I
at
love it. And you
57.
can see the joy. You can see the
Yes.
joy. We're gonna cut to 2026 right here. There
Yeah.
mama is on center stage. I don't know who cut off Benito in this picture, but she's right there.
Well, you know what? Somebody,
Because it's about you, girlfriend. Because
it
it's
was
about
probably
you.
one of
But
my friends that was like,
I
"Girl, I'm
know,
looking
right?
at you."
You can see the joy there. You can see
Yeah.
the joy and it radiance. And I want to talk about, or Mother Moon actually wants to talk about, we both do, the audition process and whatnot. But let's just say, if I'm casting and you show me that smile, you're hired. But tell me a little bit about the process.
Yeah.
Well, I have an agent. I do have a theatrical, commercial, and dance agent, and that's how I was fortunate enough to be selected for this job.
Okay.
So my agent originally, because it was very under wraps, no one could tell anybody. Matter of fact, they couldn't even tell us what it was for. When I
Oh.
auditioned for this, I didn't even know it was for the Super Bowl. So
Oh,
they just wanted salsa dancers in a certain age range, and at first I respectfully turned it down. I remember that thinking because they wanted Latin-looking salsa dancers in the age of 60 range. Well, I mean, I salsa pretty good, but I didn't know what it was for, and there's no job too big or too small. But my point was, I didn't, I'm thinking that's just not really for me. I don't know, and I don't think I look 60, although I'm 57, right? But I was like, I'm gonna leave it for someone that's really they want some real like, Latin ladies, and so. A week later, I was contacted again, and they said, you marked down salsa. We need to see it.
No.
And yeah, and they said now you just have to submit a 30-second video to be selected, and or at least it's for the audition. Didn't think anything about it. That was before Christmas. And then January 8th, I get an email. Congratulations from my amazing agent. You have been booked for the. What? Like I literally had to stop and think for a second and think, what am I reading? And then it hit me. That's what it was for. But again, everybody was so on their P's and Q's about keeping it under wraps that even the people that were auditioning for it, like I didn't know until I got that email. And again, there were some in-person auditions. They may or may not have known. I can't speak for them, but for me, mine literally was a complete shock and thrill at the moment. And I just it was just crazy. So that's how it all went down for me. Like I literally,
Well,
which is
I'm sure through your 30-second tape, you brought that energy like you always do, that smile and that joy. And that's exactly what they were looking for, it seems like.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
see how they
Yeah,
picked you.
and I'll tell you about that in a minute too, because I saw such solo for the audition, and then we got there and was given a partner.
Switch up.
It was rough, because I know how to salsa kind of, I'm a solo dancer, and anyway, we can get into that, and you can kind of guide me on the interview there. But that's that. Yeah, I gave all the things and all the happiness from my heart, and just let it go. Didn't know what it's for, and that's what we were told later, by our amazing choreographer, Charm Madonna. Ooh, Charm is hot, right?
We'll get into her too. Let's not get let's save a little bit because I want to go to the
But
there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, but what she did say real quick was that at one point she says, we need to see happy people. So that's important because whereas I thought I was doing it, they really, really chose happy people. So that's,
Well, you're like I said when I showed this photo earlier. This if this doesn't radiate happiness, I don't know what does. So
look
there
at the
you
other
have
people.
it.
They're all happy too.
Of course. Well, that's why they all got cast, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
let's go ahead and let's see what's up to the chat here. If you haven't already, of course, light that torch, hit that like button, and subscribe and join if you haven't already. We're happy you're supporting our channel here. Let's get into some comments.
It's a great channel.
12 says, "Hey,
hey, hi, Queen, hi, Lourdes. She's oh my gosh, say hi, baby girl."
She says, "Yay, Adrianne! Big luck, 3138. Man, I love being a Raider fan. We have some of the best, right? We have some of the best." Amber said, "Adrianne's incredible energy." You see what she did there? You see what she did there? Yeah. Undeniable. That's right. Jose Delgado, way to represent our Raza and Raider Nation.
Yes,
Adrianne, very proud of you, young lady. So. Let's see. Hollywood Raider in the building. He says
hi,
hello
Hollywood.
And a bunch of hearts here.
Hi, Quia.
Yes, yes, yes. So you want you talked a little bit about the choreographer. I think so. Before we get into like the specifics about the choreography, because I think what was interesting, if everyone watched the halftime show, right, we were able to take this beautiful journey through Puerto
Yes.
Rico. I
Yeah.
actually had just come back from Puerto Rico the
I
day
know.
before,
Yeah. And I
so
couldn't tell you that day. You were like, I'm here. I'm like, I can't
every
even tell
scene
her.
in particular was
Yeah.
like my vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I like if you haven't been there, that's exactly what it was like
I
when you
want to
walk
go.
through the fields and then you're dancing in the street and all those types of things. And it was just so beautiful like that.
Yeah.
And for him
Yeah,
to
she
bring
came
in
home.
the culture and
Yeah,
go ahead.
I want to say you came home that day and you told me, I just want to be there one more day. I just want one more day. And then the Super Bowl came on and she goes, I got
It
my
felt
one
like
more
I
day.
got one more day.
Yes.
I
Yes.
got my one more day. I got to dance in the casita with my people on
Yes.
Wednesday, and he had the casita there, and it was
Yes.
literally that one more day. So
Hmm.
speaking of bringing in the culture and the people and the vibe and really making it authentic, you already brought up your choreographer here. Let's talk a little bit about the choreography in this because I think it
Okay.
was beautiful and she's from the Bronx, right?
Yes. So Charm LaDonna was the head choreographer. So she did Kendrick's show as well last year. She's really well respected in these arenas. She's been a dancer since a kid. So it was her job to bring in everybody that makes this up. So actually, Benito's choreographer was there too. Her name is Karina. She was there as well. But this is Melanie Mercedes, and she is from the Bronx, and she is this Latin kind spitfire. She was so calm. She choreographed our salsa piece as well as some of the stuff that you saw at the end as well. And she's probably on a good day, maybe 5'1". You can't tell in this picture, but she is just an amazing dancer and even a more amazing person. But that's who she is. And so, she knew, that I was new to partner salsa, but she was very patient with me. She moved fast. She trusted me. And so looking at that picture makes me very happy. I'm very proud of her as well.
Aw. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
looking at, some of the dancing. We were thinking this choreography has to be on
Hey,
point.
so,
There's so many moving parts,
yeah.
right? So,
Hi, Raider Travis.
and how long did you get to practice?
So we were together for about 2 weeks prior,
Oh,
before we then went to the Bay Area, and we were there for 9 days. So 3 weeks altogether. So we pulled that all together in 9 days. I mean, like I said, I was in the salsa section. I didn't even get to really see the other sections really until I got home. I mean, we saw them and stuff, but they put it together so beautifully that no one really had to know where anybody else was. Because, these days, Super Bowl is a little bit more made for TV, the halftime.
Totally.
Back in my day, it was the stage and there, Diana Ross is in her helicopters and Michael Jackson standing there. Now it's a little bit more made for TV. That's just the sign of the times. So a lot of the times we didn't really know what was going on the other side of the field and things like that. But they put it together so beautifully so that I got a chance to come home and take the journey myself because I couldn't really take it when I was in it. I could hear it, but I couldn't see what was going on in the casita. Hi, hello from Vegas. Viva Las Vegas.
We got Vegas, we got the Bay
Yes.
Area,
Bay
we got people from
Area.
everywhere. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and I just want to touch on that a little bit. Like I just respect every part of that halftime performance. I mean, I
Thank you.
come from a film and photography background, and you just spoke of all the elements on it. The direction, the cinematography. Can we just talk about the camera choreography for a little
yeah,
bit? I
always.
mean,
Yeah.
the cuts that took and the different camera angles from wide angle to aerial to
They worked so hard.
steady cam
Oh,
to still I mean it was brilliant. I mean
it
on every
really
level, if
was.
you can't appreciate that amount of talent between the headliner and the dancers and the choreographer, the costume design, I mean, goodness,
It,
bravo,
exactly. Yeah.
bravo
I mean,
on every
seriously, bravo to them.
aspect.
Every aspect, but those cameras, you're right. So even like now on Instagram, I'm actually following the camera crew that did it because I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah, me
how
too.
did y'all do that? Like he's talking about how I had 4 seconds to get through the dancers
Yeah,
and get here, not a second to lose to get in front of Benito. He talks about all this stuff like
yeah.
that. Hey, April again, Puerto Rico. So yeah, so literally like it was, I mean, it was everything. And when you want to touch upon I call it the foliage, the tree people, the sugar,
The tree
the
people.
moving trees. Like, I mean, who, like, it was honestly, it was brilliant.
And that's part of set design, and that is
That's
part
right.
of set design. And even when they cut to the pre-recorded where he crashed through
Yeah.
the casita, I mean
Yes.
that was pre-recorded, so that
Yep.
takes direction and the production
Yes.
truck to kind of get that right. And the lighting, by the way, whoever, I don't know who shot that piece in particular when they cut it in, the lighting in that was beautiful
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
particular scene. Even the opening scene in the it was
Yeah.
Sugarfield, not Plantain,
Yeah.
it was Sugarfield.
Sure came Gil. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So
Yeah.
I mean, just everything in that. And I just want to kind of, before we bounce into kind of like the moment, we'll say,
Yes.
I just want to speak on a little bit of what we're talking about in choreography and placing and all this type of stuff. This photo here to me is one of the most beautiful photos I've ever seen, because just walk us through this a little bit. The amount of production that's going on here, the amount of hitting your marks, the staging, all those types of things. Just walk me through the story of this.
Okay, so this is, and I don't know, this is a photo from the back, obviously, because if you look at the top there, there's the couple getting married. Remember when he came through the
Yeah,
orchestra?
he's right there. You can see him in the
Right. But
photo.
then the couple is right there, which were a real couple, by the way. They're from Southern California, Ellie and Tommy. They met at work, they're nurses. And the preacher was real too. So the reverend was real. He was from Sacramento. And so it just, we knew our cue to get on that stage so that we can then reveal Lady Gaga, who you see is in the blue dress. But this is a different angle that you don't see from the front. She just appears.
At
But
this
here,
point, we don't even know she's there or going to be in the
exactly.
show or anything. Yeah.
When we walked out, and she was so kind, I have to speak on how kind she was. Well, first of all, again, we could talk about how kind Benito was, how kind she was, how kind Ricky was. But she was so kind, like she wasn't. They asked us, can you walk close to her as we go out to kind of shield her from the audience so they don't see her? And we were that close. We were like moving, like, you know, kind of like hiding her. She wasn't like weird, like, don't touch me. She was just like with us, like, okay.
Yeah.
And this moment, I have to tell you, you know, she'd come to a couple of rehearsals. This is the actual show date. So my partner and me, you can see we're over to the left at the bottom by the lamppost. We're going over to the side where, you know, we can preset when they, as we walked behind her, you can see in front of the band, which by the way, kudos to the band. Beautiful, just beautiful. We walked by just for a moment. She waved at my partner in the hat and kind of waved and winked at him. And right behind me, she gave me these hands.
Aww.
Right as I walked by. So here we are in the middle of the show date. She had never done that before, but she just kind of caught eyes because we walked from the right behind her across. That's where we're going. And we're in the middle of the show and we looked at each other and did that just happen? Did we you know, like we're in the show, like, okay, this is the big day. This is the day. Did that just really happen? Did she really just acknowledge us to the point? But we had been taking that route a couple of times at rehearsal, so she knew it. But maybe in the moment she needed the love and she needed the reassurance and she wanted to give the love. And
Maybe she just felt the love, right?
Yeah, because he got my hand. We're, you know, as we came by, she gave the love. She felt it. She literally did that to him and waved and winked. And as I came right behind him, she went like that. So, you know, I dropped his hand and gave her active. You know, and then he took my hand back. But just that moment was just very special.
So, one little kind gesture. That's the way it was. It seemed like to me. I just felt all that happiness.
It was
and
really,
just everyone there.
Real.
Did you have a dress rehearsal?
We did.
Prior? Without her?
With her.
With her.
In that dress, yes. We all were dressed up, and because I kept thinking to myself, this is, like you said, too big of a production. You know, how are you gonna get all these people dressed for a dress rehearsal?
Right.
High heart fingers. I see it. How are we gonna get all these folks dressed for a rehearsal? They did. So we did have a full dress rehearsal at one point where everybody was dressed, including her. We were dressed. Again, that is hats off to the organizational skills and how all the folks work together.
Wow.
There was never a point where I felt like, what's going on? Every step along the way, I knew what was happening, where to be, what to do, what to put on. Wardrobe was amazing. So yeah, we did have a dress rehearsal. So,
well, I appreciate both of you speaking on this photo, because I look at it and I think, oh, they're ready, they're on their mark. But, you know, not being on stage or not being in the film industry, I don't realize how much it really takes to get people on their mark like that, for the you know, the mariachis to start playing, for him to be on stage, the Gaga to start doing her Gaga.
Yeah.
You know,
and you see a couple of folks to the bottom right still walking. They're still getting to spots. See the young lady, her name is Jessica with the high neck. They're still getting to spots so that we can say, yes, hi, Lourdes. So we're still getting into place. So my partner and I, we're going to the other side where we're supposed to be, you know. So yeah, so this is just, it is a beautiful photo. And now that I'm looking at it like this, you know,
like I said, this was one of the all the photos I've seen. This is one of my favorites because I think like the story that this tells. Everyone knows the mark they have to get to. Everyone's in place. We've got, you see Benito there. You see Gaga there. You see everyone just ready for this grand moment. And then of course this couple standing there waiting to get married with the priest there. I mean, this is live television.
Girl, I would have fainted.
This is not a drill, okay?
This is not, this is not a drill. It was really just the love. I mean, honestly, and I'm gonna say that if for anybody who like wanted to know what really happened, this really happened. Like, it was so much love. Even his dancers. So this is a mixture of dancers that auditioned along with his amazing dancers. So we thought, oh, we've been picked. Then one day, in about a week and a half into this situation, up shows 20 more people that we've never seen, and those are his dancers that are on tour with him. So they joined us. When they joined us, you know, they could have been looking at us like, well, who are y'all? We're his dancers. But instead, they came on like, hi, nice to meet you. You know, they're glad to meet us, and we're glad to meet them. Like, they're the ones on tour, you know. But we just meshed together like that, just like that. All the hair types, all the hair colors. Look at it. Yeah, there we are. Yeah,
there they are.
It's us waiting to get the moment.
It's a big crew.
Yeah, that's just a small part of the salsa in the white. But yeah, it was just.
And then even the way everyone's just ready on deck, because there's so many sets in this, right? And I just rewatched it right before we came on air, and you know, I've seen it probably 10 times by now, and every time I see it, it's different. But you know, the last time I saw it, I was looking for different things, and it's like at the end, all the sets came to life. I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah.
You know, because we saw little snippets here, little snippets there. But then when you watch it and they pan out a little bit, you're like, oh, it's all going on. It's all going on. It's amazing and it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're still setting up here, I can tell. So we're there, and you can see in the white, all the salsa people are there. The band's right there. I think those are some of the AO people from the truck, because as you can see at the top, that's where the casita starts. Right? It kind of just swept across. Yeah, so
the girls are getting ready for their cue.
The beautiful girls are ready to walk on for the casita, and you see that the wedding on the rooftop is ready, but we're not up there yet. So I like this picture because now all the plant, the foliage has now rooted out to their place. And kudos to them. They needed to know when to move, where to move, on what yard line, on what song, that kind of stuff. Like in that costume, like it's just. You know, everybody was so professional. And when we practiced for it, we clapped for each other. They would watch the pieces and they clapped for us. We clapped for them, you know. Inside the market there, in the middle, there is a little, I guess they call it like a little bodega. I don't think it is. I think it's a little bar. It's a bar. And they brought out the lady, Tonita. She's actually sitting in there. I'm not sure. She's in there. She's the one that gives him a shot. You know, she's actually in there. If you look at the barber shop, you can't really see it. Every detail. There's a little boy sitting in a barber shop. There's a barber in there cutting his hair. And there's somebody sitting, waiting his turn. You really were in the neighborhood. You can't see the two girls where she's just sitting there braiding her hair. Like, girl, like you're in the neighborhood. Everything was thought of.
Literally everything was thought of. And if you've never been there, this is literally like being there. I mean, here's Tonita right here.
Yes.
Woman. And if you listen, I came back from Puerto Rico a day before this aired, and I felt like I was there. And this was exactly my experience. I was driving from Ponce to San Juan. We saw this place on the side of the road. Let's have lunch there. They have the best like arroz con condoles. And then you're in the restaurant and you look at back, literally a barber shop.
Yes.
Literally a bar. I'm not kidding.
Yes.
Like this is true to what it is. This is true to what it is. And you get your medalla, which is their beer at the bodega next
Yes.
door. And this is what it felt like to be there. And
Yeah.
besides like the beautiful music and
Oh,
the
yeah.
like just dance to the music, like this is what it's like. And he
Yeah.
did such a good job at
This
portraying.
this
Yeah.
is a total set. I mean,
The
everything,
set
the
design is
sign on the
ridiculous. Yeah.
door, open,
That
close.
design.
Oh yeah,
The
the times are on the door, and it said EBT accepted, no loitering, stuff like that. Like, you see that in LA, you see that in Vegas, no loitering. This is what time we open, what time we close. We take EBT here, whatever. No whatever. Like it, literally everything was there. When he came
like
through,
you
you
picked
saw
it up from the streets and brought it
girls
right
doing
to
nails.
yeah.
Then the girls were doing nails. You saw the guy with the selling the shaved ice. I'm blanking on what it's called, but I knew what it was called. And then you see the ladies selling coconuts, and
Yeah.
they thought of everything. Like I literally, like I watch it and relive it because I didn't get a chance to really live it when I was there. I just knew my part,
Totally.
Right. Well,
it was
I
just-
really enjoyed the wedding dancing
Yeah.
because even the little boy sleeping on the chairs.
Y'all
Who
know
has-
who thought of
I mean,
right? He thought of everything.
That's like a thing. That
It's
is
not a
what-
party until you had to wake up a sleeping kid or some random baby in the back by the coats and the purses in the back. They got to go to the party. They get sleepy. Like someone thought of that and thought,
Yes.
let's put us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was dead on the whole
Yeah.
culture. If you didn't know, now you know, right?
Mhm.
Type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the culture, let's kind of transition a little bit here. I mean, some of the words that, when we talked a little bit beforehand, Mama, you said monumental, historical, the importance of it. And just speak on that for me because it really was. I mean, this image right here is just, it's one that's going to go down in history.
Sure.
Not only the saying in the back, but with all the American flags, right?
Yes,
All the
yes.
American flags, is that how you say it, right? In the background.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about how this maybe has changed. Not, I would say maybe how this will change the I guess the culture and the history.
Well, I think what hopefully a lot of people decided to look it up and learn. That's what I did. For me, it was, of course, it's a dance job. And then it quickly became evident to me in my spirit that this is way more than a dance job, right?
Mm.
If you left and it was just a dance job, then it means you missed it. Okay. This was way more than that. And it made me then want to go and to do homework. So I started doing homework on Puerto Rico before I went. Like, what makes this great country, this Puerto Rican culture so special? I started asking my Puerto Rican friends and telling, and I should have brought it down here. I didn't bring it. I went and printed it, laminated it, and took it with me and kept it in my hotel room and looked at it every day of why Puerto Rico is what's so special about it, about them maintaining their independence and their pride and not being taken advantage of and all these things that I didn't know. I just think Puerto Rico vacation, but oh my gosh, that picture is just like, that says so much like that. So that's exactly why I felt like when I went here, I didn't just go because I'm not of Latin descent. For anybody wondering, why are you Latin? No, I'm not. I'm Latin. Okay, don't adjust your screens. I'm Latin. No, but
can I just say, like, and I think that's beautiful, and I think that's great, and I think that was a great part of casting. I love how they said, hey, we embrace everybody that wants to celebrate this culture and that can salsa dance, and that has dance experience, and that wants to be part of this main stage. And I think that's just a beautiful thing.
And there's so many looks in the culture because some people were really, really dark, and some look like regular white girls, but all those looks are in the culture. Mm-hmm. And that's why now majority of them were up like from Latin, Venezuelans, there were Costa Ricans, there were Peruvians, there were all these different, there were all these different countries. They spoke Spanish and things or whatever. But my point just being that they casted happy people, like I was saying. Just they said, as long as you can portray Latinx. And so I'm thinking, okay, but there were some of us that didn't. So I wanted to do my homework so that when I go, I wasn't just, a Black girl on a set and just like, okay, no, I want to know. I was Puerto Rican for 3 weeks. Okay.
Hey, what?
Like Right? First of all, like, I really believe, and I don't want to get all dramatic, but I believe that we all related anyway. There were so many roots that, Caribbean and African and, Puerto Rican and roots that connect to Louisiana and New Orleans. There's so much stuff, right, that we can get into, but we're all one. And that's what I think, that's what made me, hi, I'm sorry I'm late. Who's that? You ain't late. You're right on time. How about that? You're on time.
Right.
Yeah. And anybody who's missing it, you can always hit the playback button. Right? It's up for playback. So, but no, that's what it was. They hired just this melting pot of body types, of heights, skin tones, ages. Again, ages 5 to 88. So everybody could look out there and see themselves.
And I think that was a lot of the point. All the Americas.
Yes, absolutely.
We're here to unite. We are one, and let's celebrate together.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think that the cultural significance of this, right? Besides the beautiful music and the culture and everyone, like literally, first time I watched it, I felt it because I know it, but I was just feeling the music. Yeah. Then you don't really dive into it, or I didn't really dive into it till you start watching her. For me, so instead of watching it, 2, 3, 4 times or something like that. But where do you think this goes? I mean, like you said, monumental, historic, the importance of it. I mean, you talked about different college courses and things like that. Like, where do you think like this goes from here?
Well, I did hear that people are creating college courses around his life and around what he's single-handedly doing as a 31-year-old young man. I mean, that 31 is still relatively young. To just take this on. He's using his talent and his influence for a bigger picture. And some people are like, well, he didn't have to get all political. He never did.
Was it?
He just showed he showed the culture. Now, if you took it political, that's on you. You might want to go look in the mirror and think, why are you triggered? And instead of looking at it negatively, think, what can I learn? And again, I think what this is doing is getting folks to go learn about the culture. Go learn how you might be connected. Go do a 23andMe. Find out what your nationality is. You might have a little Puerto Rican in you, and you didn't even, right? All these things. So I think what it's done is open, besides, bring the culture to light, the beautiful culture to light, is to make people, hopefully make them, entertained, yes, but to make them think and make them curious. Like, can we just go back to our childlike curiosity instead of, trying to, I mean, you want to break it down like, oh, what does that mean? But I mean, in a positive way, like, can we just go back to our childlike curiosity of like, that's just, how did it make me feel?
Let's just have fun. I also think, you brought in the family element.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dancing, right? The food and just playing the dominoes. It's just,
oh my God, those guys, right?
Yeah. Just everything. It's just about family, love, and be kind. It's just, we're not who some people say we are, but come and be part of our family.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody was welcome. Like, that's what they were saying with the wedding scene, because I had to learn how to salsa. I had never heard of the term social dancing. So I had to learn the difference between the salsa and giving it to you directly versus being connected with my partner, Billy Goodson, who is the most amazing partner I could have gotten from my strong personality. He handled me like a fiddle. I was like, by the end, I was like, sure, Billy, whatever you say, whatever you want. Because he knew he had to respectfully kind of soften those edges. Right. Because I'm type A. First thing I told him was, nice to meet you. I'm type A, and it's going to be hard to leave me. I'm going to try. And he just went, I remember that.
Oh, he got you.
He had my number. So my point just being like, just everybody was welcome. So I learned what social dancing is, and that we were performing, but we weren't performing. You all were voyeurs into this party. And our job was to make, there's Billy Goodson. Y'all, Billy was in Michael Jackson's Beat It video. So that's his age range. Okay, Billy. So that's another thing. So I teach a lot and I'm in charge a lot. When you get someone with this amount of knowledge, it might behoove me to close my mouth and learn some things, right? Mm-hmm. And for my personality, that's tough because I'm usually in charge, and I needed to let him lead me. I needed to let this gentleman take charge, and which I'm not used to because I'm just doing my thing. He took charge in such a gentlemanly, kind, respectful way that I had no choice but to surrender to the process, and even surrender to him in a way and trust him. not to drop me, literally, like on a dip, to trust him and what he was saying was true. Once I just told myself, okay, forget it. He was going to be right for 3 weeks, and that's the only way we're going to get through this. It was really beautiful. So, if he's listening, or if anybody knows, his name is Billy Goodson, and he's absolutely hot. Hey, D-Real. D-Real is one of my favorite DJs. He's in Houston. Thank you.
Hey, D-Real. What's good with you?
Derek. His name is Derek. Hi, D-Real. Thank you. But I'm glad you're here. But yeah, that's Billy. So again, you all were watching this party where everybody felt like, I'm welcome. I see myself. I want to be there. That's why that scene was so important. Chino dancing with the little girl. We all would dance with our granddads, didn't we? And didn't we all twirl around in our dresses? And the kids were dressed so appropriately for the wedding, the dresses and the little
and it was the scene straight out of his music, out of the music video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's, again, everybody can see themselves. Like Mother Moon said, it's hopefully bringing people together, and it's hopefully making them kind of see where we can all fit together. Yeah. So,
yeah. No, I thought it, like you said, I thought it was monumental. I thought it was historic, and it was important. And I thought it was right. I thought it was fair. I thought it honored a lot of, like you said, different cultures, different people, all of the Americas, right?
Yes.
Not just one. And really, it really wasn't even just about that. It was about his overall message. It was about his overall message of just love.
Well, for those who didn't know that, some people didn't know. Like I said, I had to do some homework. I'm not going to sit up here like I knew everything, and I just no. I had to do homework and find out how many flags. 1, 2, 3. I really went home. I have a picture of me with flags in the back. I literally went at the end and found where they had the flags leaning against the wall at the end and took a picture of one of them. That was important. That they're all, they're furled and they're all rolled up. But I needed to do homework. I have more homework. I'm curious. The message is about love, but let's learn some stuff. Like
a curious mind is a learning mind for sure.
Absolutely, right? and we are and should be students from cradle to grave. That's what I always say. So
I like that.
I like that too. I do.
My grandmother told me that once, and rest in peace, my Nana. She said, "Baby, we students from cradle to grave." And I thought, so we never stop learning. So I think if we always remember that childlike curiosity about anything, then that will help you get through something you don't understand. Instead of just going, I don't understand it. Try. Yeah. Open a book.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good advice, Grandma there.
Yeah,
and I just want to go back to, you said how Lady Gaga showed you much love, how Ricky Martin showed you much love, and we touched a little bit about how BENITO, Bad Bunny, showed you much love. But if this photo right here doesn't show the love that he has to his dancers, to his performers, to everyone who helped him put on that spectacular production, I don't know what does. Tell me about what this photo means to you, and what that, and more so, what was the feeling in the room?
Well, first of all, I have to share this. It was our last run before the show. So this was the last run before the show. And again, we're all set. Remember that picture? We were all set. This is at rehearsal. We don't know where the AO girls are. We don't know where the Casita people are. He gets on the mic. This is at the stadium. He gets on the mic. Check. It's BENITO, Bad Bunny. You know how he said it. So cute. And I can hear him, but I can't see him. He says, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Like, we're lined up, Thank you, everybody, from the production to the lighting to the dancers. He goes, to the tree people. And they're just like, yeah. He said, to the people cutting the grass, to the people picking up trash.
Oh.
Everybody. He said, we're all Bad Bunny. And Sunday, we change the world.
Wow.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Can you imagine hearing that from a person of this caliber to say, we're all Bad Bunny? It's not just me, it's us. So let's go do this. I mean, I was choking back tears, like, why you got to say this right now? Now I got to go up here and dance, So he did say that. That's so important. So that set the tone. After we were done dancing, he comes into the dancer's tent. This is the dancer's tent. He didn't have to do that. He's performed. He's got his flip flops on. You can't see his feet, but he's got on some slides or something. He comes in there. He's speaking in Spanish. I don't know what he said, but it was all I heard was the word something familia.
You felt the love, though. You felt the love.
And that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to understand a language. Love is universal. You understand the passion. Even when we were learning our routines, and when Karina or Melanie was speaking Spanish, they would just kind of fall into it and start teaching us in Spanish. A cinco, arriba, blah blah blah. I'm just watching.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even think of that. So the 8 counts in Spanish.
Yes. So I thought, so my point has been, but I knew it was important when she was saying whatever she was doing. So he came in here and did this. Like, who does that? Who comes and addresses a tent full of 200 dancers and says what he said, which I think when somebody was trying to tell me what he was saying is that a friend of mine was listening. She told me, because I have it on video. This is just a picture, but I have it on video. And she's saying we did it for our families. We did it for the world. We did it for our, for our culture, but we did it for our families. There were a lot of tears afterwards of people literally in tears having danced for their grandparents who are still living in Puerto Rico or living wherever. There was a lot of pride in the tears, not just like it was over, but there was pride and there was hugs. He came in there. Look at him. He's talking. He literally was doing this like this moment. This just culminated the whole thing. This was it. And
then you look at the people in the background. There's like the elder gentleman there. You've got the lady on the right with her hands like this. Everyone is like truly just, there's some phones out, but not everyone does, actually. Everyone, like a lot of people are kind of just taking in that moment.
Well, I think too, you're right. But I think too, like kind of like what I said, like he literally just popped in. No one had time to get a phone. If you were lucky to have it. But like I say, you don't expect him to come in and do this. He just showed up, and you're not gonna run and get your phone out your bag or whatever.
No, of course not.
But I mean, you might, but if it's in your hand or right there, you might. And so, the moment, hi, Jack Kenna, Spicy's panel, salute. But no, that's a lot of love in this room. And he hugged the older gentleman, the one here. Yeah, and he's 88. He just walked right up to him and he just hugged him. It's just, I love this picture.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, love it. Wow, what a special moment to be there. To be a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, just really everything from beginning to end. Again, just the logistics it all took to make it work. I mean, everything was under wraps. Everybody adhered to what they were supposed to. Don't post on social media. Mm-hmm. Don't you know you want to run and tell all your friends? It was the hardest thing not to tell anybody. And to take a 3-week and a month away from my teaching jobs and not be able to tell them where I'm going, but ask them to trust. Oh, yeah. Sometimes be like, where are you going? But my jobs, because they are wrapped around dance and I'm teaching dance. They knew it had to be something really important. And they also understood what an NDA was. They also understood that, to be ethical and to do what I'm supposed to do. I cannot tell you what it is.
Good teaching moment too, right? It's a good teaching moment.
Yeah. So I was gone from my students, all week for a month, but all the logistics, when we got to rehearsals, we didn't have our phones. They locked our phones. That was good too, because let's just say, I didn't lock my phone. It felt so good to just be off the grid.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
How many times we're picking up phone? There was no phone to pick up. So I was so present. Even when they weren't working on my scene, I looked around and saw what can I learn from the cameras? What can I learn from this? What can I learn? Or we constantly were like practicing. That was fun to me to be just in the moment with no phone. We can't live without our phones, but to be forced without it, it was just really, it forced me to be in touch with myself, with what's going on, to talk to the person next to you. Hi. I met people because you had on your break instead of, you had to talk like old fashioned. How you doing? What's your name? That kind of thing. So I met some really.
Did you get a chance to bump into Ricky Martin?
Yes, we did. He bumped into us, just kind of like at rehearsal. And when he came out, first of all, he's beautiful.
Mm.
He looks amazing. And when he came out, he's like, hey, everybody, as he's walking by, security and stuff, but getting him to where he needed to be, but just not like I'm a star, I'm gonna walk by. It was, hey, and we're like, Ricky, because we're professional too, but it's just like, oh my God, yes, it's Ricky Martin. He's like waving at us, like, hey, y'all, how you doing? We're gonna have a great, I'm like, yeah. So yeah, we saw him up close and he was just beautiful. Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of a great full circle moment. I was, I was just speculating what could possibly be because I know a little bit about the culture, and Ricky Martin was on my bingo card. I've thought for sure. I was like, he will. I didn't think for nothing's for sure, but I was like, I think Ricky Martin's going to make an appearance. He kind of started this thing right back in 1999 when he appeared on the Grammys, and
Yeah.
there was this whole culture change. And not only him, there's a lot of people that have kind of started this.
Yeah.
But this one just feels different, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have Daddy Yankee and Luis Fonsi, who got Despacito was like one of the biggest songs ever,
Yeah.
where you get those two like mixes or whatnot. But when those things hit, they hit for a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like this is hitting, and this is not going anywhere
It's gonna be
anytime
here for
soon.
a while.
This is
It
going to be
really
here for a
is.
while, and maybe
What I-
never go away. This might change how we look at performances and cultures,
True.
and just dancing and enjoying other languages, and all those type of things. We have a really good friend, Raider Singh. He
Yeah.
comes to the tailgates and he plays his dal drum and he plays Punjabi music.
Oh, okay.
No idea what they're saying, none whatsoever. I
But
don't
you
even
feel it.
I
It
can't
doesn't
even say
matter.
I can't even kind of act like I know, but it's the best feeling in the world. And we're out there at the tailgates and
Yeah.
we're dancing and we're enjoying his music and we're enjoying his culture. And he brings his own catered food in to
Yeah.
the type of food that's traditional to them. And it's one of my favorite tailgates that he does. He does it once or twice a year now that they've relocated.
Yeah.
And I look forward to it. And
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it except that I love it and I had a great time. I have a good time.
And so that's what's warming my heart too, is to see some online people are still upset about different things. That's fine. But like there's an overwhelming, I've gotten some beautiful messages I can't even read because I'll cry and it's long or whatever. But the fact that people are just touched by it, and people that I didn't even expect to be touched by it, like, great job. And it's like a person that I would maybe, I don't want to be guilty of assuming because someone looks like a certain way that they didn't like it. That's I'm doing what the bad people are doing if I do that. So I have to keep an open mind too and just not assume that someone didn't like it because they look like, this person or that person. And I can't assume that someone that looks like me enjoyed it or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But it is literally like, you feel it. You just feel it. Like you said, you don't understand what's happening, but your heart feels the beat when your friend's playing his drum and all that kind of stuff. And like you said, it's going to be around for a while. I like to think, he's huge, Benito, he's huge. But I always say, which I love, and there's some pictures floating around online, the hugs that he gave Ricky, welcome Ricky. Ricky ran so that Benito could walk, so he knew that. He knows that. Like, Minister Beverly, we understand visually. Absolutely. Raider Travis, you saw the visual and your heart felt it. Because I didn't understand. Like I said, so yeah. So again, Ricky Martin, ran so that Benito could walk. And you could feel that. You could feel that in some of the pictures that I've seen online. Just the hugs. It's not just like, yeah, man. It's just this full embrace that says,
always give a full hug. There's no half hugs allowed.
No half hugs.
No half hugs allowed.
I love to see men do full hugs too. I don't know. Yeah. I know any men out there in the comments, where, and I get it. You get this whole snap thing and men kind of beat each other up and that kind of thing. I'm cool. Yeah, I'm okay, geez. But I do love to just see men just really embrace and give a kiss. But that could be cultural too, where it's okay to kiss your granddad on the cheek or on the forehead and give that full hug. I saw a lot of those, during this time too. And I got a hug every morning too. I'm missing my holas and buenos dias.
I was gonna say,
I got every day.
Yay.
yeah,
Every
you
day.
never come into the house.
We're all primos now. And then we spoke a little bit about this gentleman. He's so cute. But
Oh,
I just want to give him a little
Chino.
love because you spoke about him a little bit. But I mean, I just think it is so great. So I didn't bring it up a little bit sooner. We kind of got into a chat
Right.
there, but I just wanted to show him some love because you showed him so much love.
His name is Raul, and you guys can tell me it's Zuniga. Where is it? Zuniga? Zuniga?
Z-U-N.
Zuniga. So his name is Raul. He's 88 years old, but they call him Chino. And he's a little, shorter in stature. So I call him Chinito. And this is the night that before the show. And we were down getting coffee in the lobby. And here's the thing with life, you have these moments and you embrace these moments. And then what you do realize at some point is that this may be the only time you see them. And it might be the last time you see them. And so when I saw him, I just thought how much he had blessed my life. How just spending 3 weeks with him blessed my life. And I kind of looked at him and I didn't want to be sad, but I looked and just saw him and thought, this might be the only time I ever see him ever again. And that's what made me cry, like right now, but I was really crying. He's like, why are you sad? I'm like, I'm not sad. Como dice en español, I'm going to miss you. And just like a true gentleman, he pulls out this tissue and starts wiping my face like that. It's just, but his name is Chino and he's 88. And actually, I believe the story is that his daughter auditioned for the show as well. And when they were looking for older, seasoned older people, because, I was in the mature group. There was all the 30s and 40s, maybe 20s, 30s. I was in the mature group. Last thing I knew, I was a Raiderette. Next thing I know, I was in the mature group. But okay. Okay. And then we had the senior group, right? They were in their 70s and 80s. 4 beautiful, Lisette, Aurora, Wilfredo, and this gentleman Chino. They were the seniors. The 4. We had to walk from here to there. They got driven around. Everywhere. It was like carte blanche, But it was just like I say. He really, the experience wouldn't have been the same without him. And anybody listening would tell you that. And his daughter actually auditioned. I guess they were looking for people. And my dad kind of dances around. And as luck would have it, the daughter did not get the role. She didn't get a part, but they chose Dad. And she's so proud of him.
So
look
great.
at his name. He's on all the socials. He was like famous. Yeah, but I love
everyone's dad now.
Yeah, he was everyone's dad. That's exactly it. Spicy. He was everyone's dad. Yep.
That just probably
and I love him. Yeah.
That just made his year.
Oh,
right?
Can you imagine? So the joke was, be right back. I'm going to go to the store. It comes back as a superstar. Like, no.
Yeah, right. Because he couldn't tell anyone where he was going.
Right. Everybody loved him. This is really funny. So as we left the stage, my job was to help get the bride, the groom. We had all these different moving parts down these stairs and out of that. And he would blow kisses. He was a favorite. So they were like, make sure you keep him with you because he'll take a whole lap around the whole stadium. So keep him with you. Okay, Chino, he getting down or whatever. On the day of the show, he went missing because we dance out in our white outfits. We're like, where's Chino? No one could find Chino. Where's Chino? Security now is bringing Chino to us like, here you go, because he just, he was in the love and he didn't come off like where he was supposed to go. He's over blowing kisses.
He was seizing his moments.
Oh my God. And you know what? At his age and his beautiful heart, he deserves every moment. He does. Hi, Anthony. He deserves every moment. But yeah, on the day of the show, where's Chino? I don't know. Here comes security. Respectfully. Here.
So let me tell you, in every Puerto Rican family, you're going to get that older gentleman that's going to dance and blow kisses and just be the ladies' man.
That's him. Everybody loved him. Like he.
Chino. Where's he from?
Chino. Look him up. Chino is famous.
Mi corazón.
Yes. Oh, Spicy. He would love you. He would love both of y'all. He would come and hug both of you all and call you his star or you're my
No
star,
doubt.
you're my flower. He would say it. Oh my God, like, yeah, he would love both of you.
Oh.
So if I see him ever again in life, I'm gonna say, I got two ladies I know you would love. You would love Mother Moon, and you would love Spicy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, it was so great having you
time.
on this show. We're like I'm honored that you know have chosen to come on here and share your
Yeah.
story with us on our story.
Yeah.
And you know the fact that you're just so accomplished in your own career, you know, you're inspiration to
Thank you.
myself and you know to Mother Moon of course and to our little guy Julian and to all
Yes.
of our friends out here in Raider Nation.
Absolutely. Raider
I mean,
Nation, always.
you've been in this industry for so long, and you know the fact that you're in the mature group now, I think is something
Yes.
to celebrate.
Yes, absolutely.
Something to
Again, for those who
celebrate, you know,
57
because
years old, 57, and you know, just thriving, and you know, it's about
I don't
work
think
ethic.
that's right.
It's about it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of being in the right place, but it's about work ethic. It's about how you treat people. It's about the work you put in. I remember when I finally told my mom about this. I said, Mom, I feel so lucky. If my mom is watching right now, Sandy, it's Mama Sandy, she says, you're lucky. She said, but no, baby, you've been putting in that work. That's what she said.
That's right.
And you
That's
know,
right.
I just want to chalk it up to luck. You know, I'm so lucky. I'm so great. I got this. So happy. She was like, yeah, baby, but you've been putting in that work, though. Like,
I love
worked
that.
hard.
Yeah, my mama told me that.
So
And
as
so
mama,
that
you
was
know,
very
I
special.
have to say, you found your passion and you've stuck with it and you've learned and you're willing to get out there and still learn and still
That's right.
create. And that's why you are where you are.
Thank you.
Just loving. And that's why we all choose you to be our Raiderette.
I
You have
love you both. I love what you're doing. Anybody
Aw.
watching, you know, this is a true labor of love. That, you know, they go way back with the Raiders, right? So this is
Way
not
back.
just, oh, let me see, wonderful show. Thank you, Jose. It was my pleasure to be here. They do a wonderful show every week, but this one is special because of the Super Bowl performance. But again, it's a lot of work put into this, you know. So, you know, tell a friend, be a friend and tell a friend, you know.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds just to subscribe and be part of this. And so yeah, thank you ladies for what you're doing, you know. And you know, women power too. I love that because women in sports, it's a tough road sometimes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show, chicas. Thank you, Anthony. He said phenomenal. Yes.
No, and
yeah,
tell
so
me, give a little advice out there. We talked a little bit about it because I know there's a lot of people that admire you and look up to you, and the longevity and the career is one thing, but in breaking into it is a different thing.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of paths to take. And you spoke on it a little bit of how you kind of you know you've got this gig, but what's some of your advice or more so two things: advice inspirationally, we'll say, and advice in terms of what actually needs to be done
practical.
to practical to be considered for these roles.
Well, first of all, inspirational is that, you know what, again, you have to believe in yourself. I'm actually every year around this time of year, and it's funny you say that, I do mentor ladies every year as we go into the spring for different teams in the NFL. So I'm in the middle of preaching what I'm right now, of what practicing what I'm preaching, which is yes, that's why she's the best teacher ever. Hi. Oh, look at my
Your favorite
hi. I love you too. Oh, I love you too. Oh my God. So yeah, you know, but you have to believe in yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but you literally have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe it can be done. You have to believe that you control what you give and what you get. That is it.
Right? Just
Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to cut
ahead.
you off here, but that's exactly, if you don't speak Spanish, that's exactly what Benito said in his halftime performance. He said, "Nunca." He
never gave up.
Never gave up.
Give up on you.
Never
If
gave
I'm
up.
standing here, it's because I never gave up. There are going to be days when you're going to want to give up, but you can't. You can't. And if you need to pivot and try something new, God bless you. Do it. I'm not saying you, but if you really think something's for you, like he said, nunca. You never, ever stop. Never give up. So thank you for bringing that, because that's what he said. You know, that happened for him at 31. I'm still building, but I feel like I'm more busy now than ever at 57 than I was when I was 31, you know? So that's the first thing. Practical, again, work ethic is everything. Are you on time? Are you,
You're on time, really?
Yeah, early is on time. Like today, just so everybody know, we came on at 6:04 because I misunderstood. That wasn't them, that was me. Because I was thinking, okay, they're gonna, because sometimes you all know you have a longer lead in, right? I said, when they do their little 10-minute lead in, I'm gonna go upstairs and get my lipstick. They were like, no, you're up right away.
You're
I'm
the
like,
star.
oh,
You're the star today. And
right.
that's fair because you've been on twice before, and usually we do have a lead in, but we
Right.
wanted to
So that's
get
why I
right.
was
We
like,
wanted to get right to the main attraction.
right, I see. I was like, well, it's 6:04. You know, my students know. Even at my classes, I start on time. But early is on time. On time is late. Late is unacceptable. Sometimes it's out of your control. But how do you enter the room? How do you enter the space? How do you approach it? How do you approach the situation? Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be from the heart, y'all. I came home from the first rehearsal. For those who didn't know, I cried. Like,
Oh,
I'm gonna keep it real. So okay, we're gonna keep it real on the Keep It Real show. Oh, she's so great. She's so wonderful. I came home and I like that because it was a tough first day. Because I know I can dance, I can this and that. When they gave me that partner, I was like, what's my left from my right? For those who like salsa, Puerto Rico is salsa on 2, on 1, on 3, on 7. For all I know, I don't. What are you talking about? And then you check and turn, and my arm was back. Don't watch my elbow. And it reminded me of when remember when Patrick Swayze was trying to teach Baby how to dance and dirty. That's what it was. And so here I am. I got this job with Bad Bunny. I came home like I just for the birds. I can't do this. And I literally was like that. The first day. And you know, and I because Billy was like trying to help me because he's very knowledgeable. Finally, I just said, Adrianne, relax into it, you'll be fine. And it was fine. But you know, you have to again just you have to approach it and learn and be quick to learn and pick up and listen when someone's trying to tell you something. I had to learn that. So
and then you woke up the next morning as you always do and
went back.
And went back.
I love that you said that because when you said you went home and cried, you heard me shout out. I said grateful. I thought you said grateful. I thought you were going to say grateful, but the fact, and you are, not that you aren't.
Yeah, but I want to keep it real on the Keep It Real show.
Your vulnerability.
I'm keeping it real on the Keep It Real show. I cried. You know, like ugly cry too.
And here.
It was so hard, and I got the biggest job of my life, and I don't know.
No,
then I got up, I showered, went back to Billy the next day. I'm back again. I'm back for the third day.
Needs me.
Yep, that's right. And I'm like, I'm here because I was chosen for a reason, right? You have to be obsessed with why you were chosen, right? Yeah. Was I the best salsa dancer? No, there was a bunch of salsa dancers that could have been in this show. There's a bunch of great people out there, but we were chosen for whatever reason, and I am grateful. Back to your word, grateful, because I had to figure out, am I worthy? Am I good enough? I am worthy, and I am blessed, right. and I am deserving, and that's what you got to tell. You have to be obsessed with those feelings without feeling guilty about being deserving, right? So anyway, but no, y'all, I was at home crying like that.
You have to be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Everyone, people say, I'm proud of you, but you have to be proud of yourself. I'm getting back up, waking up happy and getting back on that with your heels, I'm sure.
Yep. We had heels and everything. And it was just, okay, I'm going to go back. And Billy his foot was on my neck all the way up to the last day. I'm like, dude, we got it already. But he just knew little by little. And at the very end, I cried and I thanked him for not giving up. He was like, well, I knew you could do it. Like, that ain't what you said. That ain't how you treated me. You treated me like
you. Billy in the chat.
Billy. Oh, my gosh. No, Billy can tell you the story. He was like, but again, he just knew that this is a business. And what can happen if you don't know what you're doing, there's no feelings in this. You can get moved and plucked and taken, out of the show. You can really get taken out of the show. I mean, things like that. So he knew that. And see, I remember I come from a background of teams, cheer teams. When you make the team, you help each other. Now, I will say on this set, everybody helped each other.
That's great to hear.
Where does this happen? Like, who are these people? it wasn't cutthroat. Like whenever I had a hard time, I would go to one of the girls at salsa and go, "Can you show me?" On their break, sitting eating. Sure, she put down and get up. Thank you, Travis. Get up and show me. She could be having a break, but we keep it real, right? Anthony, no, Mama was at home crying, you know. But everybody helped each other. But I come from a background when you make your team, you have a captain. Everybody's gonna make you made it now. But now we're in a different, place where a production like this, there's no hard feelings. There's nothing personal. You can get pulled or yanked for the better of the show. And I think Billy probably snapped into that quicker than I did because I'm kumbaya, everybody's in. He's like, no, girl, we got to get this because he knows and the time crunch that we're under to deliver a beautiful product. Yeah. And so he knew that we had to move a little quicker than probably I could or should have or thought I could. We knew. So he was really tugging at me. And then, at the end, he goes, I always knew you could do it. And I was like, well, then why didn't you tell me?
88-year-old gentleman.
No.
Oh, okay.
Billy Goodson. Yes. And I think he just told me, I always knew you could. And to the point where at the end of this, by the time we got to the end of this whole thing, people thought are you all a real couple? Because we took care of each other. Like literally, we would hold hands as we walked to lunch and you want a soda? You want a water? I'll be right back. Or here's your towel. Sweetie, that's how we were, because that was the chemistry. And I think that we worked hard for that chemistry, which is why it gelled like it did. And I'm so glad because any other partner, I don't know how it would.
I suppose it's like being on a set for a movie. You have to play the part. This is your partner. Yeah.
That's right. At first I thought to myself, I hate this guy. He hates me. And, and then you get into your little position, your arm and your hand. He'd be like, let's do it again. I wouldn't even look at him. I'd be like this. Looking all off. And 1, 2, 3. Just do it again. Okay. Like I wouldn't even look at him. I was so I was frustrated with myself too, just trying to get everything. But finally, when I looked into his eyes, he goes, stay right here with me. Little things that I learned just about myself, like in your eyes, what you talking about? Look where I'm ready to look at the audience. He was like, no, this is social dancing in the culture. Anyway, he was just, again, amazing for so many reasons. So again, I will always sing his praises. And if I ever write a book, I told him he's going to get his own chapter. Now that's what a big of an impact he made on my life and in this project. Yeah.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are so grateful to have you as a friend and on the show. I know, right? We're all
representing. Got y'all shirts on too. Boricua. Yes, we got our stuff on. Look at it. So if he sees this, Benito, if I can talk directly to you, I would just say thank you. I mean, I learned even like the blue in the flag, what the dark blue means versus the aqua blue and why they were forced to do. I was like, what word? Like what?
Yeah, while we're at it, you want to educate the people?
It was definitely.
I'm no educator, but from what I understand is that they were forced to take the darker blue colors when they became part of that America to match the American flag. But the real flag is the one he's holding, which is the one that has that light blue in it. So I've learned. I mean, I'm no teacher, no scholar. Don't go run tell that because I just literally these are things that I've just kind of learned, but. That's the beautiful stuff that I'm learning, right? Like, I got a flag, but when I get a flag that has like that and see that turquoise, I know what that means now.
Yeah, right? And it's interesting. Like we did show before earlier in the show, right? That's the lighter color blue was the flag that he chose to bring onto stage. Because that was the flag that was the original Puerto Rican flag. And then when they were basically banned, it was illegal to fly it. Yeah. Then they took on more of the darker blue to match, USA.
So if he ever sees this, if I could talk directly to him, thank you for using Benito, your influence and your talent. And yes, he does have talent. People, it's just rap, it's just this. Yes, he's a very talented person. And thank you for using your talent and your platform and your influence to do this. I mean, he could have gone in any direction. Because he's a young man, he likes women, and he's singing about cute, fun, sexy stuff. He could have gone that route, but he chose to go the resistant route, right? That says, I'm going to send this message my way, no matter who it might upset. And that in itself is such a beautiful character trait. So thank you for being brave enough to do that. You know, if you ever see this, I'm talking directly to him. You are brave, and I appreciate that bravery. And that should be an example for people all over the world to be brave. And not everybody can be as brave because they don't have the influence or the means to be able to like shake and move. We got to play certain roles, certain places to keep our jobs and things. I get that. But somewhere in us, maybe that just lights a little fire that lets us be brave to like kind of maybe take a stand for something, that even if it's not as big. So thank you for and allowing me to be a part of your show and a part of this display of love.
I love it. Salute. Salute to that. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
I feel like we should end it a different way today because we usually end it one way and only one way. Maybe we still can. I'm gonna put my little
Look at your little thing. Look at your little thing. Okay, watch this. Don't leave. I'm not going to leave. See, and this is not, before I knew what was going on, I thought I was cool, and I went and bought me a flag, y'all. Look, I went and bought me a flag.
Hey,
it's got the blue in it. I didn't know, but I was like, I'm Puerto Rican, honey. I got Puerto Rican.
You're honorary now.
Honey, I'm Puerto Rican.
You're my prima now.
Right. So again, that's how much, and I bought one for my sister, and she kept it. I've took one with me just again so I could feel close to the culture, making sure that I took great care of it and that it doesn't touch the ground, and that I just really wanted to represent for just all people, of course, but I wanted to represent specifically for my brown brothers and sisters who love me so much. Like this was a big deal. Like I wasn't going out there by myself. I was going out there for all. And, for all my people, but specifically in this case, I really wanted to represent the culture authentically, and I wanted to represent, again, my brown families. My family.
Well, I encourage everyone to I encourage everyone to go back and watch the halftime Super Bowl from the second that it says presented by Bad Bunny. It was a movie. You knew you were on a journey. And then take a look at our friend Adrianne up there in the wedding scene. She's just doing her thing. So go back and take another look.
I forgot I was in a show. I literally was just locked into Billy and the love on the stage. And we were so well practiced that it didn't even feel like we were just having a party up there.
And that's the way it is.
Yep. That's life. Have a party, y'all.
Have a party, y'all. We're going to end it a little differently today. We always end it with the Raiders because we're always Raiders because we're Raider Nation right here. Shout out to my Raiderette.
Yes.
Miss Adrianne. We're going to end it a little differently today because we are celebrating her Super Bowl performance. And vi más fotos de cuando te tuve.
Here's me.
The way they danced off that stage into the streets was magical.
Yeah.
So, Wepa. Thank you
very much. They were like, we be talking, they'd be like, eso. I'm like, what is that? Somebody said, that just means, that's it, get it. Oh, eso.
That's right.
You're like, or even Charm. Charm's from LA, black woman. She'd be like, aquí ahora, come aquí. Like we literally just helped each other. They were talking in Spanish. I'd be like, what is she saying? We just made it work. And it was at the end, we were all crying and just loving each other. So it makes me want to go take Spanish and salsa lessons and learn just more and more. So
hey, I hope that inspires everybody to do so.
Me too.
Me as well.
So thank you for having me. Look at that little thing. Look at this little, so cute.
Much love, Mama.
My love.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to any time coming back here to discuss anything, anytime. And we're in the spring now. So we'll be coming up on the draft pretty soon. And, we'll season to season, right? So maybe I'll get back in here during the season. But thank you for having me in this moment regarding this specific thing. And again, being on the field again, I just was, I thought about everybody. And I saw the cheerleaders on the side, the Seahawk cheerleaders. Here I am going on to one of my biggest stages. They're on the side, like looking at us. And I'm going, I was a Raiderette, and I used to cheer. Like I was still to me, that's still a big part of me, right? So
totally. It's a huge accomplishment.
Cheerleaders. I was a cheerleader too, and they're hurry, walking fast.
Did you show them the bling?
Everybody saw the bling.
Okay.
Everybody saw the
bling. For those of you who don't know, tell them.
Well, the fact that in Super Bowl 29, I don't even have it on because out of respect, because it was my 49er days. You know, I don't really necessarily wear it here, but yes, but it is part of my history that,
It's a
yes,
great
I
accomplishment.
happily, gratefully earned a Super Bowl ring from Super Bowl 29. That's back when the policies and the Bartolos had the team, and it was really a family atmosphere, and they awarded even the cheerleaders rings, and they were actual replicas of the players' rings. So it wasn't like some little one-off, like just give the girls this little thing. It was literally a replica of the players' rings. So I do have that. And
That's
I think we need to get a hold of the Raiders organization and say, hey, let's go back and look at these ladies and see what we could do for them.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing, and I appreciate the respect of you not wanting to wear it here. But we always, but at the same time, we honor all of your
everybody. I know you do. I know you do.
We honor all of your accomplishments.
I know,
and I think that's
and you
great
honor, and you're Raiders fans. But I know you ladies. You have a heart. You honor again you honor the whole league and what's fair and what's just and what makes this thing called football fun, right? Like, you know, that's I know that for a fact, even though you bleed silver and black, but I do know, just in all fairness, you love the game and you love the fairness and the camaraderie of the game and the rivalries and all those stuff. I know you like that stuff too. So
yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great that they acknowledged you as part of the team and gave you sort of, you know, that those sort of accolades and that reward. So I will say that.
I think, I'm grateful for that too. So
I think we could go on all night long with you.
We could. Y'all go enjoy, wrap up your show. But thanks again for having me, and thanks to everybody that tuned in, people that I know, those who I don't know. Again, this can be available on playback. That's the face. I'm probably in the middle of tears there. That's the playback.
This is the face. This is the face that got her the gig. Right here.
Look. I mean, the squinty eyes, the whole, it's not the perfect smile, but it's the happy one. It's the one that's just like,
we can sit here and talk about what gets you the job. Never stop smiling.
Yep.
Never stop smiling.
From the heart.
I feel this love. I feel it from a photo. I feel it from a different state.
There's Gabby on my left.
Right
There's
here.
Billy behind me. There's Gabby. And then the beautiful blonde. Her name is Barbie. She was beautiful and sweet and just beautiful dancers, beautiful ladies.
Well, I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Bye, love. We'll talk soon.
Okay, so y'all log me off because log me off and I'll see y'all later. Okay. I don't know how this thing works. I'm just like sitting here like, and these flowers are from my senior dancers, by the way. Anybody wondering? My senior dancers gave me that. My senior dancers from Westchester.
Aww.
I just wanted to say
everybody loves you.
I love everybody.
All right, Mama.
All right.
Till
Thank you.
time.
We'll talk soon. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
You know what they say? What they say?
You go out one way? Do they say that?
One way. Raiders.
Bye, y'all.